Well, hello, and good evening. It is Deneen's 12 Days of Christmas. I am here with my sweet, dear friend, Penny, and she's going to help you get your complete life. Now, last year, she helped you with some organizational tips, and y'all, hopefully you did better. Hopefully you did better this year than you did last year with making sure your life was organized and you learned how to prioritize. So we're going to give you some additional information this year. It is day 6 of the 12 days of Christmas, y'all. I am so ready. I am so excited. I am so happy. This is the opportunity that I get to sit back and I get to learn with you all, and I don't have to do any teaching. Now, I do some teaching during the 12 days of Christmas, but today is my off day. I'm the note taker today because Penny is going to be dropping the nuggets. So look, before I introduce myself and tell you who I am, go get your notebook, go get a pen, because she's going to drop nuggets. And see, what I don't need is for you to reach out to me telling me that I need to repost or send you any information that you could get tonight. So go get your notepad. See, I'm just giving you time. I'm just talking. Go grab it. Hurry up. Now I'm going to introduce myself. Now, after I introduce myself, I'm passing it over to Penny so she can introduce herself. Now, go get your stuff. My name is Dineen Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneur's Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, build a highly profitable business by doing what? Building their courage, their confidence, and their competence so they can accept, believe, and commit to what it is God has called them to do. Look, that's what it really is all about. You want to do something that aligns with your purpose, that you feel good about, that fulfills you each and every day. And the starting point is getting clear on what it is that you need to be doing. So look, now that I've introduced myself to you, I'm going to pass the mic over to Penny so Penny can tell you who she is and what it is that she does. Penny, it's on you.
Thank you, Dineen. Thank you so much for having me. And happy 12 days of Christmas to y'all, or happy holidays, whatever you celebrate.
Yes.
I'm Penny DePa. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I enrich people's lives with images and stories of the beauty, dignity, and serenity of the universe and the human spirit. I am a painter, a writer, a dancer, and I am a woman-centered coach. And one of my areas of expertise is strategizing, strategic plans, prioritizing, and getting people to have a life where it's organized enough so that they can actually have time for fun and enjoyment and get what they want out of life.
All right, that sounds appealing to me. I definitely want to get my act together so I can have more free time. Put it in the chat. I want more free time. And I know sometimes people tell you, or they may think, or maybe you may have this mindset that becoming organized is too stressful, it's too much work, and it takes a lot of time. No. Being organized gives you time. Put it in the chat. Being organized gives me time. Put it in the chat. Being organized gives me time. It's like reclaiming your time. Put it in the chat. Reclaiming my time. But if you get organized, you have more of it. But if you stay in shambles and chaos, it ain't going to work. But that's why Penny is here. Penny is here to help us out so we can get all these things in alignment and help us have a better 2024 than we had in 2023. It is possible to go to the next level. So, Penny, how do we start this conversation? This theme for the 12 days of Christmas is all about honoring yourself. Put it in the chat. Honoring myself. Put it in the chat. Honoring myself. So I want you to get in your mind as you're continuing to listen to the guests. It's all about honoring yourself. And we're going to talk about how to get you more organized and to prioritize your life so you can honor those things that you are committed to. So what would be the first thing that you would tell people that they needed to do, Penny?
Well, as if you have goals or big ideas or things that you want to do, they're kind of like in a jar. You got the big rocks. Those are the big important things in your life, whether it's your family, your health, the vacation of a lifetime. And then you've got some smaller rocks, and then you've got sand. And if you're spending your whole life dealing with the sand, moving it from left to right and up and down, you're not getting any of the big rocks or even the medium-sized rocks done. So where I start is you can have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. That's totally fine. But if you start with your 1-year plan. Where do you want to be? What do you want to have accomplished? Standing in December 31st, 2024, what is it that you want to have said you've accomplished? Look in the areas of your family and relationships with yourself and others, your home and environment, your finances and money, and your business, your career, spirituality, creativity, any of the leadership. What are the big areas that you want? And you define them. And I usually use a really big piece of post-it note paper to write it down, and I put at the top 2024, December 31st, 2024. What do I want in these different areas?
And you start with December. December is at the top. December, then you go November, October. Then you kind of go backwards.
I go backwards, yeah.
Reversing.
And so I go backwards by quarter. So if I'm going to get to where I want to be in December, what are the things I need to have done by, I always forget, October 30th, October 31st, October 30th. September 30th. I got confused. Okay, the first quarter ends September 30th. The third quarter ends September 30th. And as you're working backward, and then it's June 30th, and then it's March 31st. What do you need to have done by March 31st to get to June 30th and to get to September 30th and December 31st? Then you take that first quarter, January, February, March. What do you need to have done by March 31st? What do you need to have done by February 28th? What do you need to have done by January 31st? And then you take the January one, and that's where we put in our priority setting. We take a list of all the things that we want to do, and sometimes you got to break it down into smaller chunks. And I have a way, which is the free gift, is working with me to show you how to set your priorities. 6 steps to prioritize in your life. And you then set it up in priority level, and then you get, you put together in numeric priority order your list, what you plan to do in the next month or several weeks. And then it's not sitting up in your head.
Right.
It's not running around on a hamster wheel all the time. You got it on paper. You know what you need to do. Every week, I sit down, usually on Monday, and I plan my week out. I look at my list. What is number 1? What's number 2? And I poke those in like on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, and get that done. And on Friday, I actually go back and I evaluate my week.
Right. Okay. So look, let's slow this down. Let me get some of these notes in here to make sure that they didn't miss what it is that they need to get. So the first thing is you need to set goals. It's the big rocks. It's the big things. And then you need to plan it out. Right. So that's like the strategic planning part where you kind of figure out going backwards, which is also reverse engineering, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. But December, November, October, and you keep going backwards, right, per quarter, and you start writing down where you see yourself. Again, reverse engineering from the end of 2024. You're looking back of all the different things you needed to do by when, from December, November, October, and back. Okay,
they need to be measurable, specific, measurable results. So, say you want to make $100,000 by next December 31st.
Right.
Well, that's measurable. You have a date, you have an amount, and that's fine. Or you want to sell 50 books, or, whatever. You need a set amount and time. Or it could be, I want to go on a vacation to Tahiti. Well, it's measurable in that getting to Tahiti is measurable. You did it or you didn't. That's basically how you decide. Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it actionable? So that we want to do that. We want to make sure it's very specific.
So put this in the chat. We measure what matters. Put it in the chat. We measure what matters. Now, that's what she's saying. So don't say that you want to make a certain amount of money if you're not already tracking your money, because you don't know if you made it or not. You could have made $100,000 already last year. But if you're not tracking it, if you don't have a system to keep up with what you're actually doing and what type of achievements you're making, then you don't know. It's not a real goal, because if you're not measuring it, it don't matter to you. Period. To the .com. That's what I said. Now, she didn't say it that hard. But that's my personality. I ain't cutting around no bushes for you, right? I ain't beating around the bush. It's the end of the year. I'm trying to get you straight for next year. So you got to measure the things that you care about because we measure what matters. So we got
as you come up with your whole plan,
uh-huh,
what you want to do, that's the small game.
Small game.
And you want to double it for the big game.
Okay, hold on. She just dropped another nugget. Y'all, come on. Y'all got to take notes in the chat. Okay, now that's what I need y'all to do. Y'all need to take notes in the chat. She said, double your goal for the big game. So listen, if you got $100,000 as your goal, that's a small game. Put it in the chat. That's a small game. But if you want to play the big game, you got to double it. Meaning, if your 100,000 is a small game, then your 200,000 is the big game. Do y'all get it? Put it in the chat. My small game is this. My big game is this. Especially if in the financial areas where is one of your big rocks that you want to earn a larger income, or you want to make a greater impact for a particular organization, and you need resources to do that. Hint. That's, I don't know why y'all be afraid to make this money. You need money to serve. So if $100,000 is the game, then $200,000 is the big game. Did I get it right, Penny?
Yeah. So like if you only have 100,000, you might only get to 50 or 75. But if you have 200,000 as your goal, you might get to 125 or 150,000. So that's why doubling it actually pulls you further, faster.
Okay. Doubling it pulls you further, faster. Put it in the chat. Doubling it pulls me further, faster. And we all about being faster and further along than we are today. Yes? Are y'all in agreement? I just want to make sure y'all smelling what we cooking over here. Now, this is how you play the game if you're going to play the game at all. And she's telling you that you need to double it. Now, here's the thing that I want to say to you too. So that's saying now, don't get less than 100,000 because you ain't even playing for the 100,000. You're paying for the 200,000. All right? So I'm going to need y'all to lock in and get these systems rolling and get this planning ready so you can actually supersede your small goal, because the big game is what we're really after. All right. What else after that, Penny?
Okay. So once we have this, your month or your, in a couple of weeks in priority order, and I usually after a couple of weeks, I usually have to redo it again because all sorts of other things have come in. So you got it in your order, and then you sit down, plan your week. And then at the end of the week, I go back and I look, and I have, I go through what I have a piece of paper and I write down all my accomplishments. So the first column is accomplishments. Second column is successes. Third column is failures, because it didn't always work out the way we wanted to. And the fourth column is lessons.
Okay, so, wait a minute. Oh, no, Penny. See, when you dropping nuggets like this, y'all trying to slow it down. Now, I did my homework. I got my notes, but I need to make sure y'all got y'all notes. And I don't want to go too fast. So listen, she's saying at the end of her week, right? She's looking at first she's revisiting the plan for the week, but you got to sit down and plan for the week. And she said on Monday, how long do you take to do your plan?
About a half an well, if I have to redo a whole list, it takes longer, but a half an hour to put it all in my calendar. And I don't have a paper calendar anymore. I really resisted going to a Google calendar. My Google calendar is color coordinated.
Come on, Penny.
I got the money is the green, and I got, my dancing is, purple, and,
So listen, you don't even understand how you preaching right now to this community, because some of us ain't trying to give up the paper. Put it in the chat. Give up the paper, y'all. And let me tell you why. Let me just throw this in here. Now, Penny is telling you she got it all color coordinated. It's helping her. The digital calendar she uses, is it Google that you use?
I'm using Google, yes.
Okay, so she's using Google. I'm using Google. My sister used Google. Do y'all hear what's going on? Oh, okay. Well, just in case you missed that, a Google calendar would be a great place to start if you don't have a digital calendar. But let me just drop this in your shanana. Having a digital calendar makes it accessible no matter where you are. Okay.
On the phone.
That's it. On the phone.
On the computer.
On the computer. Like, the digital calendar is where it's at. And it's not one extra thing to remember to put in your purse. For some of us, we can't even fit our calendar in the purse because some of the notes we have is just too long. It just doesn't work. But wait a minute, I don't want to miss out before we get sidetracked because I had to go back. I need to go back to the tracking. Okay, so first 30 minutes to plan the week in the beginning of the week on a Monday. Then when do you go back to look at your plan for the week? Like when do you go back to see your accomplishments and all that stuff?
Friday. I have a Zoom call at Friday at 5. So at 4:30, I pull out my pad, my accomplishment pad for the week, and I go through. It's completing. I complete the week, and I start in the first column is accomplishments, and then what really worked, and then if it didn't work, you always learn a lesson. And even though it's a failure, it's nothing to beat yourself up over. It's like, oh, maybe I could have done something differently, or why didn't that work? Like really investigate what didn't work and why. Oh, I didn't post on the social media about the thing I was having coming up. No wonder nobody showed up.
Hey.
There's things like that.
Right. So okay, wait a minute. No, Penny, hold on. Penny, hold on. So listen, Fridays, another 30 minutes. You go on back over your week. And she gave you 4 categories that you're looking at. You're looking at the accomplishments. You're looking at your successes. Write it down. Hurry up, y'all. Hurry up, please. Somebody, as a matter of fact, did y'all type this in the chat? If y'all ain't typed this in the chat, help out your sisters and your brothers that's coming back to watch this replay. Accomplishment is number 1. I'm going back. Type it in the chat. Successes, number 2. Failures, number 3. Now, here's what did she say about failures? It has nothing to do about you. This is just all about what you tried, what you didn't try. Does that sound familiar? You can tell we in the same circle, okay? Because we talk about failures the same way. Number 1, it only exists in language, so cut it out. It has nothing to do with you. It's what we have made up to explain not being able to accomplish something that we want to accomplish. But it don't have nothing to do with you. You got it? It's all about what you did. It's the action, right? So failures, but your failures ain't nothing to beat yourself up about because they're all lessons. That's what she said. So what did you learn? She said, maybe I needed to post some more on social media because I forgot to do that. And then it helps you for the repeat cycle because you're going to try it again. You ain't going to stop there. You're going to have another week after that. It's going to be next week. Before you know it, it'll be Monday and you're going to need to go over the week plan again.
And also having listed all these accomplishments, woo, you get to celebrate. Look at what you did. Woo, we're all about celebrating, right?
You ain't got to tell me but one time to celebrate Penney. I'm for the celebration. If don't nobody know anything about me, celebrating is something that I'm trying to do. I definitely need to do more of it, and I will do more in 2024. Oh, I love it. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I'm rhyming, and I don't even know it. I will do more in 2024. I will do more in 2024. Okay, look, I got Penny cracking up over there. Penny, I'm a crazy girl.
In the area of honoring yourself.
Yes.
So one of the things you need to put in, or more than one of the things you need to put in that calendar, you need to put in your breakfast, lunch, dinner breaks, when you're going to take your supplements, when you're going to do gym time, or work out or take a walk. When do you going to have a massage or, whatever self-care you go, when do you get your nails done? Whatever it is that you find is a priority for self-care, you put it in there. And the thing about the electronic calendars is you just say every week or every day and boom, 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 it just fills it all out. You don't have to keep typing it. So you really want to be taking care of yourself.
Listen.
The other thing is you have your weekend in there and it's like, well, I need to put certain things in the weekend. Well, that's fine. You can plan that during your week, put those in the weekend, but also you have time for fun and take care of yourself and being with your family or even getting caught up on your errands or whatever. But you want to have time for yourself. You may have to have some conversations with your family members about, I need some time for me. If I don't take care of me, who's taking care of you?
Come on. And I know we had a conversation before we got on that women tend to sacrifice themselves a lot in order to do things for the family or friends, and we tend to neglect our well-being, our health, our time that we need to breathe and exhale, inhale and exhale, not just exhaling, because all you're doing is blowing out and you ain't never taking no air in, you're gonna be on the ground. You're gonna be on the ground. You're gonna be on the ground for lack of oxygen. So you want to make sure that you are giving yourself that space to actually take care of yourself, and you got to schedule it, especially for those of us who are not accustomed to tracking. We say yes to a whole bunch of stuff. You got to learn how to say no, and no is a complete sentence. But if you are tracking your stuff in the Google Calendar, listen to how we tying this together, it'll be easier for you to say no, because you actually already know what commitments you've made to yourself, because this is all about honoring yourself, meaning your commitments are important, if not just as important or more important than these things that you be saying yes to that don't even align with what it is that you're supposed to be giving your time to. But you didn't hear that from me. That's a whole different conversation. So you need to build in break time. Okay. So what
time
else?
for yourself.
Yeah.
Also, I have multiple accountability partners, but I have a daily accountability partner. We check in at 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. We send each other our lists of what we're going to do for that day. And what, at the end of the day, we have to own up. We did or we didn't do what happened to maybe prevent us from doing something. And then I have weekly accountability partners, and Dineen's one of those, where we actually get together every week and we go through the list of everything that we, what we agreed to do. And the thing is, if you just promise yourself, we're really weak in keeping our promises to ourselves. You promise someone else you're going to do something, suddenly there's a higher level of likelihood that you're actually going to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so delicious, Penny. And I think that's the power of having an accountability partner, because you really want to honor your word. You want to honor what you say to other people. You want people to be able to trust you. And just like she said, we're really weak when it comes to the commitments that we make to ourselves. But when we put some skin in the game, like have a commitment or add some more people to the things that we're saying that we want to do for ourselves, and people that's going to hold us accountable. Now, I'm telling you, it's a difference between accountability and support, because people that supporting you let you shuck and jive, but your accountability partners don't let you shuck and jive. They tell you when it's not working. Penny done got under my skin a couple of times. She was like, "Yeah, you might want to try something else because that ain't working." Right? And I'm like, "You know what, Penny? I don't even want to talk about this no more." Right? But it's true, and you need someone to be able to tell you that what you're doing ain't working. Like if it's been several weeks and you still haven't figured it out, it's not important to you. Let's move that further down the line, and let's really tell me what it is that you're actually doing, because you're using the time to do something. What is that? Because obviously you care more about that than this thing right here. Not that you're never going to do it. It's just not as important to you right now because you ain't doing it. So you ain't fooling nobody but yourself, because you ain't fooling your accountability partner, because your accountability partner keeping track of the stuff that you ain't doing that you say that you're saying you're doing. So you need to honor what it is that you're saying. And the reason that you can do that, or that will assist you, is that you have an accountability partner to help with the skin in the game. All right, Penny. So anything else that we didn't hit on?
Actually, earlier today, I got a text message from somebody on WhatsApp saying, "How do you get everything done?" Oh yeah, priority setting. I taught her the way to do the priority setting, and it sounds like she wasn't doing it. So I've taught Dineen that, as well as several other people. Sometimes I have to remind them. Sometimes what gets in our way is that voice in our head, the self-limiting beliefs, the disempowering conversations. You got like two parts to yourself. You got your authentic self, the one who, when you were born, up 2 years old, 3 years old, you jump out of bed, woohoo, I'm a Superman and I'm going to do this and that. And I mean, life was absolutely wonderful. And then something happens, and then this 2 or 3 year old or 5 year old starts making stuff up. Like you raised your hand in school and you had the wrong answer, and you make up, "Oh, I'm never going to do that again. I must be stupid." So we have a ton of those conversations in our head rolling around that hamster wheel. And that becomes your identity. So you have your authentic self, the one who's all excited about what you do in life. And then you have your identity, which is like, meh, meh, meh. I don't want you to do that. No, don't go out. No. The identity just wants to keep you safe. So if you stayed under the covers all the time, it could keep you safe. But guess what? You're not getting anything done. So the way to get stuff done, you need to be like at least on the tree or on the branches, maybe out on the skinny branches, taking some risks. But your identity is going to like, whoa, no, don't do that. Don't do. That's what's stopping you. One of the things I found out, Dineen and I met each other in Landmark Worldwide years ago. And one of the things I found out is that once I stopped that hamster wheel whirring in my head with all that stuff, I got so much more done. It was the voice in my head that was slowing stuff down. It wasn't that there wasn't enough time.
Right.
Because time can expand.
Ooh.
Remember as a kid, you got in the car, you're going on vacation. It took forever to get there. And when you're coming back, you came back really fast. Same amount of time. Your parents will tell you it took the same amount of time. So our idea of time expands and contracts. So what contracts time is all those thoughts in your head going, no, don't do that. You can't do that. You're not smart enough. You're not worthy. You're not lovable. You're going to look stupid. It's going to be bad. All that stuff, which is your identity, that you can stop it partly by getting your act together with your organization and your priorities and your plan. And then you can actually just stop the talking in your head for a minute or two and go, whoa, that's peace.
Yeah. Yes. It don't last long though, y'all. The talking only the peace and quiet only lasts for a short period when you can get to empty and meaningless. But it takes some work to be able to get there, but you can get there. You can quiet everything down, get to life is empty and meaningless, but I promise something to pop up in your head and boom, there it is. You're really back at it, thinking or overthinking.
We do a course called Reclaim Your Power, where we also teach you a way to get it to not just be a split second. You actually can have some time to have that piece stretch out.
That would be awesome. And if you want to talk about that with Penny, reclaiming your power, I'm going to put her email address inside the chat right now, because I think that's an opportunity for you to go above and beyond what it is that she's doing right now. Penny does amazing self-development work. She's a part of, countless organizations, but remember, she told you she's a coach. And if you need help, she can help you. But you got to reach out. You got to get in the game. So what I'm going to do right now is share her email address, because I want you to have it. So don't say I ain't never done nothing for you. Don't say that I ain't giving you the goods and my contacts ain't your contacts. If you here tonight, you now have my contact. That is my contact. And I'm giving you contact with her directly. Again, it's Reclaim Your Power. Write it down. Put it inside the chat. So what she was just explaining to you, if you want to experience longer periods of time where you can have experience peace and order and calm in your life, she just told you she could get you there quicker, faster, and longer. Quicker, faster, and
toward your goals.
That can help you. So email her. And then also too, I know she has a free resource that she's giving out to everyone that's here, but her gift is a one-on-one session to help you with your priority list. So I want to put this on the screen too. I want you to have access to getting that information. It's learning like the 6 steps to prioritizing your life. And you can go and click and it's a free resource for everybody that's here. Write it down, go to the link now, whatever you got to do, copy and paste. And the registration link for you to get your 101 is pinned inside of the chat. So go to the registration and put your name and information in, because you got to be in it to win it. Put it in the chat. You got to be in it to win it. And it's only for the people who register tonight. So you can't register tomorrow on day 7 thinking you're going to be with Penny. No, you got to register tonight to be with Penny, because tomorrow you're going to be registering for something else, because it's 12 days of Christmas. You know, we got to give stuff away. So if you know that you need assistance with prioritizing your life, this is your opportunity for a free one-on-one session with Penny, and she's going to help you get your life together. And that is $100+ value. So she ain't giving you something that ain't valuable. And as she says, she's taught me and so many other people how to prioritize our life and the things that's important to us. So Penny, before you go, do you want to share where people can follow you, see you, anything, any additional information before we go?
Well, I do have a Facebook page with my name.
Okay.
I have a art website, penneydepaz.com. Be sure you spelled it PENNEYDEPAS.com. I have my coaching website is breakthroughbreakfree.com, and you can contact in there or learn more about me. I am doing more woman-centered coaching because we find that women tend to blame themselves and think of themselves as not lovable, and we don't matter, and we're not listened to, and we're invisible, and we're alone, and all that. Whereas men tend to like blame something else out there if things don't work. So I've switched more to the women-centered coaching and getting amazing results with the clients that I'm working with.
So listen, if you haven't noticed, we're about the women over here. But don't feel bad. Look, men, you can listen. You can get your goods. We're not telling you you don't need to be here, but our focus is always on the women. So look, thank you guys for being here. It's 12 days of Christmas. Day 6 is in the books. Penny was here. She dropped the nuggets. If you ain't got it, go back and get it and try it to re-listen to it. If you came late, shame on you. Text a replay in here so I can know that you at least listen. Make sure you register to win for the one-on-one. Thank you, Penny, for being here. Thank you so much for always saying yes. This is year 2 for Penny, so she is a part of the family. She's no longer a guest. You got her email address. You know ways to contact her. And I'm sure she's looking forward to serving you as I am. Thank you again, Penny, for being here. We love you guys. Have an amazing
Dineen's
evening.
12 days of Christmas in your calendar.
That's it. That's it. That's right. Put the rest of the Dineen's 12 days of Christmas in your calendar every night, 8:00 p.m. right here with Dineen Merriweather or Dineen Merriweather on YouTube. Just look for me and you're going to find the 12 days of Christmas. We'll be going up until December the 20th. So if you missed any, go back and get them. Love you guys. Have an amazing night. Thank you, Penny.
Thank you.